Morning, folks. How are we all today? I hope you're well. You join me just as Charlie Cat's having the bath on the table. Anyway. Quick look, see who's in. Mel's in. Kirsty Hamilton's in. Jim Soralba's in. I see the other Davies in. Desiree's in. Lorna's in. Rosie's in. She's getting ready for work. Alexandra is in. Scott Hayes is in. Jamie Dodger, I think we've had you already, Jamie. Christina Mackey, good morning. Christina. Duncan McCretcher. Sandra Miller. John. Ice Ninja. Me. And Kirsty Folds. Anyway, good morning, everyone. How are we all today? I hope we're well. I'm in the process of identifying food banks who are there in Argyll and Bute. It's just a matter of getting them when they're open. But we've got the council list up, so we're at it. We'll keep at it. Right, let's get on with this, shall we? Cindy Truck Davy out the truck and out home in his office in Salisbury, North Lanarkshire, where it is. The 3rd of the 3rd, 2026. It's a lovely spring morning, 7 degrees. Today's high will be 10 degrees. Near in the forecast. Wind is light at sort of 3 to 9 mile an hour. Humidity is at 83%. Sunset will be at 17:53, giving us 10 hours and 50 minutes of daylight here. Yeehaw. Right. There is no polling count. We're still in the winter. Let's go on with it, shall we? First up this morning, the Scotsman. And it's all in our hand today, folks, with the exception of one. So we'll just get into it. Starmer hits back at Trump en route over Iran airstrikes. What does it tell us? PM says he has to judge what's in the UK's interests, and he does not believe in regime change from the skies. So Starmer's rebuking Trump, allegedly, and telling him this is not how to go about it. Okay. This is on the back of the debate yesterday afternoon in the Commons on Iran and the US Israeli illegal strikes on that sovereign state. Next up this morning, we've got the Herald. And the Herald tells us oil and gas prices surge as Iran a conflict spirals. Well, guess what, folks? Lecky prices and fuel at the pumps is about to go up. Our electricity prices will go up because our neighbours use gas-fired power stations. And the price of petrol at the pump is going to go up as well, as the supply in the world tightens and the price shoots up. Okay, so good news for the oil and gas sector, good news for the Treasury, bad news for the people. Next up, we get a Daily Field. Iran war, day 4, US lambasts hand-wringing pearl-clutching Starmer as Kemi says he's scared of his own voters. He bloody well should be. All politicians should have a healthy respect for the electorate. They all should be frightened of their own voters. And although I don't like saying this, Starmer's right in sitting this one out. In fact, he shouldn't have given America access to the fucking air bases either. Not very often Starmer gets something right, but he got this right. The one thing he got wrong was allowing America access to the bases. because that makes them complicit. Next up, we'll get the Lonely Raggy Express. What's it go for as a day? President says PM took far too long to allow use of Chagos base. Trump is very disappointed in Keir Starmer over Iran help. I'm very disappointed in Keir Starmer too. The whole of the UK is disappointed. Trump, join the fucking queue. There's nobody satisfied with Starmer, but in this one, the one thing he got wrong was giving you access to the bases. Right, the Times. What's the Times got for us a day? Well, the Times is telling us that Trump's tell Iran big strike coming. Apparently this conflict, as they're calling it, has got scheduled and will come to an end apparently at Easter. Maybe Trump will want to eat his Easter eggs in peace, sir. But apparently Trump's no finished with Iran yet. Next up we get a Guardian. Fears grow as Iran conflict spreads across the Middle East. What did the Americans expect? The Americans have got assets in all these friendly Middle Eastern places. Iran doesn't have the missile capacity to reach mainland America. So it's going to strike US bases in the Middle East. And it will strike Arab countries who are hosting the Americans. Makes perfect bloody sense. Now these countries that are hosting the Americans are getting to feel the consequences of their actions. Next up, we've got the Tory graph. What does it tell us this morning? I'm very disappointed in Keir, says big orange man baby, who isn't just wanted at home, but should now be on the International Criminal List as well. It's time for the ICC to issue a warrant for this guy. Along with his pal Netanyahu. Next up, we'll get the National. Catastrophic mistake from Starmer. PM slated for letting US use UK bases for strikes on Iran missile sites. Swinney says US and Israel are breaking international law. Absolutely right. Swinney's right. Not much to add to that, really. Apparently, Brewdog's been sold to an American company and they've axed 500 jobs. That's jolly decent of them. After the National, we'll get the eye. We're flying through this today. You can tell the headlines are no interest in me this morning. Nothing to get your teeth into. Starmer and Trump clash on Ayatollah's assassination and war with Iran. In this case, it chokes me to say it, but Starmer was right to sit on the sidelines. But he still made himself and the UK government complicit by allowing Trump to use UK air bases to launch illegal strikes on the sovereign territory of Iran. But since he became Prime Minister, Starmer has been complicit in war crimes. Why should this time be any different? Starmer made the UK complicit in a genocide which is still being perpetrated on the people of Gaza by the brutal Israeli regime. And notice I said the Israeli regime and not the Israeli people, although they're complicit. So why wouldn't Starmer break international law this time and give Trump access to bases? This idea that Starmer has a different ideological stance on this is playing out for the benefit of the international community to try and give the veneer of obeying international law for the UK. But they'll know. By giving him access to these bases to conduct his illegal strikes, we're complicit. End of story. And actually, thanks, Stephen. I listened to a podcast yesterday where the interviewer was talking to the previous Iranian ambassador, and she asked him if by letting the US use UK bases, the UK was complicit. And the answer that the ambassador gave was yes, definitely. Scotland's different values, different culture, different country, independence, independence, independence. Thank you, Stephen. Right, done with the eye. I think it'll be the Metro next. Oh, Houston, we have a problem. Let's get it up. The Metro has world rules from Trump's war on Iran. Operation Epic Chaos. And there's a truth to that. Because like with Venezuela, Trump's just slapping people with a big fucking stick with no plan. No plan. Just bullying. And then, of course, he gets surprised when he asked the Iranians to come back to the negotiating table, and the Iranians said, fuck off. What did he expect? Don't get wrong. They will go back to the negotiating table. They'll go back in their own terms. They'll not be forced into it. Right, the book's been doing that, tells you there's only one headline left to look at. I say flew through this today because I have very little interest in this nonsense. I've said all I have to say about it yesterday. It's illegal warfare being waged on Iran so that Trump can deflect from his troubles at home. And it might well spiral into World War III because there's a bunch of really powerful men don't want to have to face the consequences of their fucking actions. This is a watching brief. But that's the truth of it. A bunch of really powerful men might well be willing to set the world on fire to avoid the consequences of their actions. Right, last but not least, we'll get the star up. Trapped Brits on way home. It will all be over by Easter. Prez disappointed by PM. I did say that. There's a time limit on this campaign. Apparently it'll be all over by Easter. Okay. As David said yesterday, we're living in the Chinese curse. We're living in interesting times. Interesting times generally means dangerous times. And as I say, we've got a big orange man baby scooting across the world with a club, trying to divert from his troubles at home. And we've got a lot of really powerful men trying to avoid the consequences of their actions. It's a watching brief now. That's it for today. Sir Larry, thank you very much. From a lurker, I'm currently on radio silence, Dave. Will be emailing you as I need to discuss something with you. I'll keep an eye on my inbox, Sir Larry. Okay. Let's say this is a waiting brief now, folks. A watch and wait brief. This could settle down, or it could escalate. Let's hope it settles down. Catches on tomorrow morning. Let's hope there's something there in the papers to get our teeth into. Bye for now.